last week, my ADHD time blindness got the best of me, and I wasn't able to finish this project. So mark my f***ing words. This week, I'm going to get it done.
So the first thing that I have to do is apply this edge banding. And now I have never done this before. If you've been on my channel for a while, you would know I don't ever know what the I'm doing. If you're new here, welcome. I am not a professional. I'm just figuring stuff out as I go. Looks like a rat tried to open this. Okay, so I'm gonna take this edge banding and I should be able to just iron it on. That is thick glue. Maybe like press it. Maybe I shouldn't have destroyed the instructions. Okay, so it says here that I'm supposed to iron it and then, I gotta do like a little pressy press and then cut off the edges. So that should be pretty straightforward, hopefully. Okay, so that means I need scissors and iron and one of my wallpaper rolly press thingies. Okay, just gonna plug this bad boy in. Hopefully it reaches, hopefully I won't need an extension cord. I have a feeling I will though. Oh, that's already getting hot. My next question was gonna be, how do I turn this thing on? Okay, turns out I don't need to. Just hold that in place and then just press. The point is, I'm just trying to get this glue to melt. And then it should just adhere pretty easily. Push that in there. Holy did that work? I can't believe that seriously just worked. Hold up. Okay, if this is seriously this easy, I'm doing this for all of my projects. Holy shit. This is unbelievable. I'm hoping that I'm not doing something wrong and that this is in fact just this easy. Okay, I gotta get like my X-Acto knife to cut off the little bits. For some reason I can't find my good X-Acto knife, so I'm just gonna use my wallpapering one. Theoretically, it says I should just be able to like cut this off. Okay, this has water in it. Cool, cool, cool. I did not know that this iron had water in it, or at least that I didn't know that there was no cap on it, because it is in fact not my iron. It is actually Andrea's iron, my adult supervision, because I don't own one. The reason why I don't own one is because apparently I'm not a real adult and I don't iron any of my clothes because I couldn't be bothered to give a shit less. Alright, so now that I have this little section done, I'm just gonna bang out the rest.
So I'm realizing that I never explained to you guys why I chose edge banding over putting a piece of trim over the front, and really the reasoning was because I wasn't really a fan of the super bulky look for this piece. Tim and I decided that it wasn't super important to us to conceal the shelf supports, but I didn't want rough plywood, so the edge banding sealed it off so that it's not super sharp. Now please enjoy this very out of context talking session. And that's the reason why I wasn't a fan of having that conversation in the first place. Like, he just wouldn't shut up. Because I'm just like, dude, you're not going to change my mind. You're not going to change anyone else's mind. So shut the up.
But you shouldn't be asking me.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too. Because I'm like, honestly, we were so busy. I'm like, I don't have time. Asinine conversation with you right now. It's not my forgiveness that you need. You know what? I think he knows that, and I think he knows that she won't forgive him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, ladies and gents, we are priming today. I do not love this step, but it is a necessary evil in order to get this stuff to adhere and like stay. So you guys might recognize this little medallion from the last episode. Now I got these because there is a part of the bookcase that sticks out from the little, what are they, the little shelving supports? I think that's it, the shelving supports. Those stick out a little bit wider. And because I didn't want trim that was super thick, because it would just take up way too much space and be too bulky, I decided to leave them partially exposed with the idea that I had after walking around Lowe's and I saw these little medallion things. Now my thought process behind this was I figured I could paint this green, the same color as the bookcase, cut it in half, and paint this little part inside gold and make it more of like a statement piece. This is obviously just an idea in my head, so I honestly don't know if it's even gonna look good or not, but I'm gonna try one of them and see how I feel. There's one that I already painted the other day, so it's drying now, so I can go cut that one. So let's see how this looks. Oh, hi Reggie. Can you help me get the miter saw down?
Why do you always ask me this when I'm busy? I'm working.
I'm not busy anymore. Can you help me go get the miter saw?
What? Seriously?
I need help carrying it down. It's too strong. It's too heavy. Listen, since you're so big and strong.
This is the part where
Look
she
at this.
gasses me up to try and make me feel better about doing stuff that she asks me to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Since you're so big and strong, I just,
You know it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, it does. You help every time.
Yeah, I do it because you ask me, not because you gas me up about it.
Oh, really?
Seriously?
This whole time I thought it worked. Listen.
Why does that not surprise me?
Why fix what's not broken? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
What the
Why is it beveling?
Because it's not locked. Where do you want to put it? On my toe? Cool. Thanks.
Is it the bad toe?
No.
Oh, then you're fine.
Thanks, sweetie. I love you too.
Okay, so now I'm just going to take this medallion, the one that I already pre-painted, and I'm going to cut it in half. There we go. Nice and cut in half. Okay, now that I have my piece that's been cut in half, I am going to take this rub and buff and a small paintbrush and just kind of paint the inside of this medallion thing. Okay, so while this is drying, I'm gonna go put the first coat of paint on the bookshelf. So now that I am done with the pieces and the priming and that this is all dry, now I can start finally painting it and blending in the whole thing. We're gonna do that. Okay, so one of you guys commented last week, it was Lisa Mound. Lisa, I'm looking at you. That these boards were crooked. It's actually really funny. She was like, yeah, she said I had to point it out. Hope we're still friends. Yes, we are still friends. I think it's actually really funny that she noticed that. The reason being is because they're actually not secured into place yet. These are the only two boards, this support, that has not been secured yet. Now, I was considering doing pocket holes, but then the screw just kept going through the other side and I just kept getting frustrated. I'm sure that there is a logical solution for this. That being said, I don't have the patience or the time. So I just got some little 90-degree brackets because I don't give a shit. And I'm just going to drill them into place to like hold the thing together, if that makes sense. That being said, Tim lost our drill bit that was like this large. I lost it?
I found it.
So anyways,
And you lost it again.
I don't know so much that you lost it as much as it accidentally found its way in the trash when I was...
What? What? You threw it away?
On accident! It was, listen,
Oh.
when I was doing the painting of the chairs in that giant tent thing, it got painted over and it was in the plastic. Anyway, it ended up in the trash. So all I have are these really long drill bits, which doesn't work for this like small little nook and cranny situation. Go get the like little itty bitty drill bit so I can fit the drill in there and like screw in the brackets. You know, I'm really realizing that there's a better way that I could have built this, but hindsight's a real bitch.
Yes, she is.
Fuck. Okay, but I do need to secure this because she's right, it is crooked and it needs to be secured so it can support a little more weight without like bowing. So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you for that.
I'm here to support you.
I was just about to ask you, are you gonna stand there and look pretty or are you here to...
I can do both. Hey,
do this?
do you want me to do this?
Yeah, actually, I keep it up. You're really warm.
I'm burning up right now, man. I'm boiling. It's hotter than shit. The Nile's not just a river in Egypt. It's a river in my ass right now, too.
So, it is time for a second coat and story time. So I used to work at this bar back in my hometown. It was a rodeo bar, but more importantly, it was also like very family friendly and like it was also a restaurant, and especially on the weekends, a lot of families came in. So it was the kind of place that was very unassuming. If you were a guest, you might think that, you know, this place never sees any action, really anything weird or bad, but that's where you'd be wrong. Because one of the things that I have learned from being a bartender is that it's not just the divey holes that get action, it's the unassuming ones too. Really anywhere where they sell alcohol is where you can start to get some stupid So, at this bar, one beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, the restaurant and bar is filled with families. Just coming back from sports games, having a family breakfast or lunch. A man walks into the bar, seemingly normal, and very casually asks my coworker for a glass of cranberry juice. She says, "Sure, I'll go get that for you." And he goes, "Awesome, could you tell me where the bathroom is?" She said, "Yeah, it's just around the corner over there." So the man goes to the bathroom while she prepares his cranberry juice. When he comes back, he's done an entire wardrobe change. Now, my coworker found the wardrobe change to be a little bit unusual, but not enough to come up and accuse him of anything or really just make the situation uncomfortable. And so she thought it best to just not ask. So he just graciously accepted the cranberry juice and then sat at the bar and was just sipping it very casually. And then not 5 minutes later, not one, not two, but 5 police cars pulled up right outside of the restaurant. So then a bunch of cops come walking through the door, and naturally everyone's head turns around at all of these police officers that just keep walking through the door. The cops scanned the room for all of about 5 seconds before they clocked the guy sitting at the bar, very casually drinking cranberry juice, pointed at him, said, "Him," and then walked right up to him, pulled him off the bar stool, dragged him out the restaurant, and arrested him sight unseen. It turned out that the guy that got arrested had done a little pokey poke, if you know what I mean. I don't think I can say that on camera. With a sharp object, we'll poke to a guy outside, and then he just walked into the restaurant and changed clothes, assuming that if he changed his outfit, that no one would be able to recognize him for the crime he had just committed right outside. The guy that got poked ended up being fine. He lived. My coworker ended up being pretty bent out of shape about it. Not for the reason that you might think. And not because she had just witnessed something kind of horrific, but rather because the owners of the restaurant got incredibly mad at her for serving this guy cranberry juice, which, to be fair, she didn't know what the guy had just done. So then because the owners were mad, after the popo left, they made her go outside with a bucket of water, clean up all of the liquid evidence, if you know what I mean. All because she, in her words, gave a motherfucker some cranberry juice. There was another time in that bar, or it was another Sunday afternoon, and a woman just walked in, buck-ass nude, walked up to the bar and started ordering. It was the most normal thing that a person could do. Okay, I gotta be honest with you, I kind of don't with this look. I think that the gold might be too much. I think that it's distracting from the rest of the bookcase. I think I'm just gonna paint these fully green, just place them in there. Oh well. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut those up and paint them and stick them on there.
A few minutes later.
So I cut all of my medallion pieces in half, which is great. You know what? I held it up here and I was like, you know what? This is so pretty. And because Tim is a f***ing hater, he was sitting here from the couch throwing stones as he does. And he said, Rose, that looks like because it's sticking out. It's sticking out too far. And when I tried to cut it like this on the saw, it sort of kicked back. And because I don't necessarily want to lose a finger, I decided this is not a good idea. Basically what I'm saying is that this is a problem for a later date. For all intents and purposes, this bookcase is done. Thank God. So now we get to start putting stuff into the shelves. It's finally done. So now we get to do it.
Words cannot even begin to explain how not only happy I am for this project to be done, but also how proud I am of Tim and I for building this entire thing, having never built anything before, with no plans and just a dream of what we wanted it to look like. I am so excited for us to be able to keep filling out this bookshelf, adding color, and really making it our own. If you're interested in videos like the one you're watching now, then this video here might be worth a watch.